Where you starting?
I'll just start at the top. Sorry. We have kindergarten. There's been some changes in the laws regarding kindergarten fees, and so we legally cannot charge kindergarten fees for next year. So we earn about 20, we have about 80 kids in kindergarten, and if we take off the free and reduced lunch kids, I'm going to say we have about 60 to 65 paying children in kindergarten. If you multiply that by $450 a person, I'll do it real quick.
Is this only if they go all day, or?
Well, here's the $30,000, let's say, is what we're going to lose in revenue next year in fees.
What are we gonna gain on,
Well,
our
let
ADL?
me back up for a second. We have two options. We can offer a half-a-day program, be funded for a half-a-day program through the state, and then we can charge tuition to offset the other half if someone chose to go full day. Or we can only offer a full-day program and get funded 100% by the state. So
Which would be how much?
the 4186 is the last number I've heard.
4186.
Yep. So I taught Perrysburg is really the only other district that charges fees
Hold
right
on a
now.
second. 4186, is that this year's figure? Do you know what next year's will be?
No, that's actually 2013's figure. And when I asked ODE what our figure was this year, they said, well, we can tell you 2013's figure. It does not help me at all. So that's what I'm kind of basing my estimates on, is this figure that ODE gave me.
How many half-days do we have this year?
Just a couple. I'll have to check because you know that changes, somebody leaves, so. We usually only have one or two.
The problem is that we're not going to gain any additional revenue from this because we've been coding them as full-day students already. So we're really just out $30,000 next year.
So we've been coding the kindergarten kids to go half day as full time?
We've been charging all kindergartners, coding them as full-time. Yes.
We don't have any numbers for kindergarten for next year yet, do we?
Kindergarten
So
roundup
start
was this
now.
week.
I do. Amy told me that yesterday. She told me maybe the day before. They've had 40 sign up for kindergarten screening, but through preschool they expect 40 more kids to come in. So
But that's just,
they're
all summer
estimating.
you'll get.
She's estimating 80 kids again this year, based on her history.
Okay.
So when did the rules change on that? This year?
2 years ago, actually, in the last biennial budget, that's when they made this half-day, full-day. And that's what I was going to say. I talked with the Perrysburg people, and I said, how does this make any sense to charge a half-day, or to get half-a-day funding from the state and earn tuition? I mean, we don't even get, if we earn half of the 4186, we're making $2,000,
Mm-hmm.
and we charge $450 a year. So I don't understand. There's a gap there that I don't understand. And he said, well, the difference is we charge $300 a month. A month.
$300 a month for kindergarten?
Yes, instead of, it's like, he said $285, I think, but, so they make sure that their fees are enough to make them whole on the full-day program. We were not doing that, so we were really losing, well, in theory, we would have been losing money.
So I just want to make sure this is straight in my head. So the parents that choose all-day kindergarten, it would be free.
Well, we'll still have a school fee, like the $60 fee or whatever for supplies and things, but we're not going to have a tuition for kindergarten.
But if they choose half-day, it'll still be free?
Yeah, I don't
But
think we'll
we'll
have a
just
half
get half.
day choice anymore.
Okay.
I don't know, we'd have to talk to Joe probably Joe Wink about that. But I think we'll just only offer a full day. Because the amount that we'll have to charge to make ourselves whole for a half day is just ridiculous.
Of course, we don't, in this last biennium budget that we're on, we were supposed to be capped. And I talked to Randy last night about it, and he was of the same opinion. Because we talked about it a year ago.
I talked with several people from ODE and I talked to our attorney, and all of them agree with what I'm telling you right now. So I've never, in my previous districts, I've never worked with kindergarten tuition. We've always just had a full day program, so this was all new to me.
I think that was on before I even got on the school board for all day kindergarten.
That the difference between
Yeah.
I have no idea. Because like I said, I've always just had full day. Why not let the state pay for it instead of the parent?
Okay.
Now, when the rules changed 2 years ago, did we changed with the rules?
No. Well, we've been charging for full day. We've been charging that tuition fee, plus we've been getting the full day funding.
So we got 4186. We were getting 4186
Yes,
for the full day, and then how much were our fees?
$450 a year. $50 a month for 9 months, yeah.
What's this is a little off subject, what's the preschool charge now?
I don't know. Oh, for next year?
Yeah.
We're changing that also, but I don't have those figures ready for you yet.
Right now, it's $25 a day that you attend.
$50 a week. Yeah, okay. I thought that's what, I just want to make sure.
And that was in 13. I'm trying to think because I think my daughter was in kindergarten in 11. I know we paid something, but I can't remember what it was.
It's my understanding that we've been charging $450 a year for some time now.
That started in, about 09 or 10. We raised that fee. It was quite a bit less.
And we were supposed to be taking what the state gave us as full, payment in full, or could we charge?
We could charge if we would have coded them as a half day. So we really should not have been charging people.
And that goes back to 09.
No, '09 was when they started charging fees.
13 is the year that the law.
Oh, 13 is the law changed a
Yes.
few years ago.
But I don't know what the law was prior to 13 to know anything about that.
But in this biennium budget that we're in, we were told by several people, Wesbo and Bassa and even ODE, that we weren't going to get the money because we were capped.
The 4186.
Right. We got, and I don't know how they figured it out, we got X amount of money. Well, they used a 2% rule, that we received our full 2% increase, so we couldn't get any more money.
Okay. But we wound up getting it? I mean, like when you look at the books, did we, I just want to make sure we don't have, we're doing this correctly. Like for instance, if we made an error or if we were charging something over, I want to know from 13 to now if we did. And what is our liability and what, do we have any repercussions? Like, does the state know that we did that? And do we owe money back to people that were in kindergarten?
The state has confirmed to me that we've been receiving full funding, which means we've been receiving $41.86 per child.
Do they agree whether it was right or whether it was wrong?
They believe that we should not have been charging tuition.
Okay. Do they believe that, my concern is, And that's what I talked to Randy about. If we got the money, and we were told we were capped and weren't gonna get the money, my concern is somebody down there higher up figures it out and wants the money back.
They're not gonna, it's my understanding they're not gonna take that money back from us.
Now, wait a minute. That's fine, if that's, you understand that, I understand that. But I'd feel a whole lot better with them dinglings down there if someone gave it to us in writing.
They did.
That you have it in
I
writing?
have an email from, that they're not gonna take it back?
Yes.
I don't have that. I can get it.
That I would like to see, because I don't trust them.
That's fine. What they're saying is that they're not gonna take the money back, but that really we should be refunding the fees.
To the parents that paid the fees.
Yes.
So, and you said, like last year, we had 65 paying kids, and you said it was about 29,250, right?
Mhm, yes.
So that was for 14, then of 13, did we have about the same?
Yeah, 81, I think, no, 81 was 14. It was about the same in 13.
So we have about $60,000.
Yes. Now we have also, it just looks terrible because I sent out all those fee letters and the good majority of them are kindergarten related. But it's a board decision, and I guess that's why I'm bringing this to you. It's our choice whether we refund those fees.
Well, you get it in writing that they're not gonna take the money back. And then I'm sure the board would wanna give the money back,
Yeah.
if you get it right. I don't understand, I don't wanna give the people the money back, and then the state come along sometimes and say, hey, we screwed up. You, somebody at your place screwed up and checked the box, and we screwed up and didn't catch it, we want the money back.
I understand what you're saying. I could do that.
As long as you get it in writing from somebody.
So we might be at a liability of doing refunds of $60,000.
Correct. In addition to losing an additional 30,000 next
Yes,
year
yeah.
from non-tax.
Well, but if we're getting the full money, if we get the full 4186,
But we've been getting that.
We've been, plus we've been charging, so we've been used
So
to
it's
getting
something
that
we're counting
30,000. Yeah, we've been used to getting that. That's what you're saying, we've been
Right.
used to getting that 30,000, but it was wrong.
Correct.
and that's what I ran by Randy, and he said, he agreed you might have trouble getting it in writing from somebody, but if you can't, then he said he'd help out.
I don't think I'll have a problem getting it in writing. I swear I've talked to 5 people.
I don't- Well, you're probably right, because they don't want the political fallout down there.
I don't know for sure that they'll put it in writing. I mean, what I'll do is send an email and hopefully they respond to the email.
I'm okay with that, if we get, just so we get something from somebody. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, can we tell if there's, like from the 65, do you know about, like, you said some of those letters went out, is there anything outstanding that
Yes.
people didn't pay? So it could be lower, and I just want to see what our liability is going to be.
And before I did all of that, I wanted to talk to you guys before I put my people to a lot of work.
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure that that's the direction that I assumed it would be, but, so I can let you know that.
Well, if you get it in writing, then hopefully we can take care of it at the next board meeting, regular board meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the proper thing to do that. We're gonna have to, say that this was an error and we're gonna have to just pay the money back, even though things are tight.
And these are the type of things that I'm just putting out my asterisk here. These are the type of things that change the 5-year forecast that I would not be aware of when I compile a 5-year forecast. These are the types of things why I keep saying to you as a board, as of June 30th, I can't tell you where we're gonna be as of June 30th because all of these things keep coming up. So that's the financial uncertainty that I'm feeling because I don't know how many more of these little carrots are out there.
Now, how did you find this? Did you go to think about billing this year, or how did we discover it?
Yeah, well, 2 things. A parent asked Barb Bechtel when when she was in our district. And so she kind of put it in my ear that something may not be right, but she didn't know for sure. And then Joe asked me what we should charge for kindergarten fees for next year. So when I kind of took those two things and started to do some research, and this is what I found.
Okay. And we have, so some stopgaps now that this, well, we just won't do the kindergarten fees any longer.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything else, like fee-wise, that we are charging that you know of that could be an issue, like even at the high school level, or anything that could be anywhere else that we're doing something that isn't correct?
No, not K-12. I don't have any history with preschool either. I've never had a preschool program, and that's ours. But I don't believe we're doing anything wrong there either. I think we legally can charge tuition for that, and there's no issue there.
Okay.
Of course, if we just stick with all-day kindergarten full amount and not charge any fees, it wouldn't affect whoever did that on the EMIS report anyway, so everything would stay the same.
Correct. So I'll find out that information for you guys and let you know.
Yeah, to see what our, and it's only the 2 years, 13 and 14.
I can double check that too. I don't know that for sure. I just know those 2 years
Okay.
are. the
Well,
same.
and then hopefully nothing changes with this biennium budget that they're starting to work on.
It's my understanding that kindergarten is not really anything in this new biennial budget, so that could change too. You just never know.
And I think, aren't we going back to per student as opposed to just a flat rate like we got this last time? Isn't there an increase in the per student?
Yeah, well, it's always been per student.
Well, not on this biennium budget. We just got a flat amount of money.
It was per student.
Not according to Randy, when he went over it with us. That's how we got so much money and nobody can figure out why.
I would have to check that, but I've never known anything but a per student. It's per FTE, so per full-time equivalent, so you can't take our total funding divided by 1,100 kids and get a per student cost, because it's per full-time equivalency. It's not just, a one-to-one thing, but I've never heard of just.
Well, when they figured it, yes, they may have, but when the legislators did the budget, the amount of money we got was not tied to a per student thing. And no one, not even they, can tell us why we got the increase we did. And some schools did and some schools didn't.
I don't know that. for sure.
Sounds familiar, don't it, Sam?
Yeah, yeah, a lot of things don't make sense out of that.
99% of things don't make sense out of it. Okay, are we good with that? I mean, we have an understanding of that, I guess is a better way of saying that.
You get confirmation and then
Yep,
we'll have to prove it at the board meeting.
yep. Okay,